Ankle injuries are never fun. They're always tough, and if they're bad enough, you have to spend a month or two off from skating. But with the proper care and methods, you can get back to skating before you know it. In this skate school, I'm going to show you how to heal an ankle injury as fast as possible to get you back to skating fast. Take plenty of time to let your ankle heal all the way. The last thing you want is to injure it again and spend more time off your board. Follow these steps and you'll be back on your board soon. Guys, we just had a fun session at Mooresville Park, but unfortunately I ended the sesh with a rolled ankle. I might have sprained it. I don't know about broke it, but I definitely sprained it. It never feels good, guys. It always hurts. It swells up quick. The thing's gonna swell up like a tennis ball soon. But this is the first clip of skate school, how to take care of a sprained ankle. So as soon as it happens, guys, get somewhere where you can rest. Keep your foot up, make sure that it's resting. As soon as you can, you need to get to a place where you can elevate it above your heart. And also keep it compressed. When it first happens, keep your sock on so it keeps it compressed and keeps the swelling from building up too fast. But all right, this is part one, and I'll show you guys the next steps on how to take care of a sprained ankle the proper way so it heals the fastest. Make sure to elevate your sprained ankle as soon as possible, as soon as you get home, and you can do it. Make sure it's above your heart so all the swelling flows down and not to your sprained ankle. Once you guys take a shower, get cleaned off, elevate your foot for a little bit, get feeling a little better. Still hurts, guys. It's not gonna not hurt for a little bit, but first thing you need to do is compress it. The best thing the doctors say to do with a sprained ankle is the RICE method, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So I've got two going right now. Get the elevation above your heart so it drains, and then compression is the next biggest thing, guys. You can use an ACE bandage, but I always like to use a tight, long sock because it works the same way. It compresses your sprained ankle, but it's a little bit easier to get on and easier to manage. You don't have to do so much every day to get this on and off. And you can leave it on for as long as you can stand it, all day, all night. But this helps compress the swelling and help your sprained ankle get healed faster. All right, guys, the next step is to ice it. Make sure you ice it within the first 24 hours. Have a cold compress and an ice pack right here just because it's a little less messy. It doesn't melt all over the place, but these work perfect because it bends to your ankle, keeps them cold on there, and helps to alleviate the swelling. I know it's tough, guys, but right when you start to be able to move your ankle, start to move it just a little bit if you can to get some more range of motion and get your strength back in your ankle. Alright guys, next step, get some epsom salt. Get a bunch of it, as much as you can. Run a really hot bath, about something like hot tub temperature. Pour in a bunch of epsom salt, and then just relax and soak your ankle. This really helps reduce swelling and make your ankle feel a little bit better. Guys, second day after it happened, pretty swollen still. Definitely still hurts. Getting a little easier to walk on it though. A little more for good and everything. ready, take deep breaths, relax, and let your foot soak in the Epsom salt bath. Definitely looks almost a little better after that. A lot of Epsom salt, a lot of hot water will do the trick, help the swelling go down. Put it in a long, thin sock as soon as you can after your bath to keep the swelling down and keep the compression on the injury. Alright guys, this is day number 3. I know it kind of looks worse, but that only means that the swelling's going down when you start to see more color, more purples and more yellows and more blues. It means the swelling's going down, it's slowly starting to get better. Day number 3, I can finally start walking a little bit more normal now. The swelling's down enough to where it's not as painful to walk. And you gotta keep hitting those Epsom salt baths, guys, and keep the ice on it and keep it elevated. Remember, rice, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. It's day number 3, guys. I can finally start walking a little bit better now. Remember to put it right back in the tall, long sock for compression right after you're done with your Epsom salt bath. Alright guys, this is day number 10. As you can see, there's still definitely some bruising and some swelling going on, but it's slowly starting to go down and look a little bit more normal. A little bit more bruising on this side than the other, but got a little bump right here still. I can actually walk though, guys. Sometimes it hurts more than others, but that's just due to spending more time on it, icing it more, elevating it more. But it's slowly getting there, guys. Day number 10. This is a really bad sprained ankle. All right, guys, so it's been about 14 days. There's still some bruising. Definitely a little bit of swelling still right around here. But slowly getting better, guys. Almost there. Can definitely walk. It's definitely feeling a lot better. Alright guys, we're here at Tuckasegee Skate Park. We're gonna check it out, see how it goes. This is my first day skating on my ankle, being back after it's injured. So we'll see what we get into, guys. Let's get it.
Good, no scratch. It's just a close up. It's all good.
right, guys, we got a little session in. Ankle's definitely feeling better. Make sure to do everything that I said in the tutorials and your ankle will get better so much faster than if you just sit there and don't do anything about it. This has taken like a month and a half maybe to get my ankle this good, and it still needs some time to heal before I'm kick flipping and actually doing flips with my ankle. But for right now, it's good enough to skate. Got some tricks in, had some fun. That's all that matters. Braden got some footy. Hey. Braden's worn out. All he's ate today was peach rings. So it's time to cut the session, guys. We're out of here. It's been fun. Take care of those ankles. Make sure to hit the rice method. Rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Take a month and a half, depending on how bad it is, and you'll be back to skating soon, guys. Let's get it. Make sure to hit a thumbs up, guys, if this video helped you. Hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you can see every new skate school when it's out. Leave a comment below, guys, and let me know what tricks you want to see next on Skate School. See you on the next one, guys.